Hey, what's up guys, WRG here with a video, and today we're going to be going over holster selection. Now there's many different brands, many different styles of carrying, no one is perfect, but I'm going to go through the pros and cons and personally what I choose to carry and what I think works best for me. So hopefully you guys find this video helpful. If you guys like this video, please like, share, subscribe, and without further ado, let's get started. Okay guys, so I'm going to start with the Glock 19 because it's my favorite gun to carry and I have many different styles of carrying it. So first off, my favorite is going to be, without a doubt, the Raven Concealment Yodalone, and I like to carry it Appendix. I think having Appendix, first of all, provides many different benefits, but aside from that, it's very comfortable, it conceals very well, and as you can see here, it doesn't really print very much because it pulls into my body. There's not much of the back end popping outwards, which certainly helps a lot. So you guys can see it prints pretty well or non-existent, and to retrieve the firearm, it's also very quick. I have safety checked this firearm, but it's very quick to deploy and it's also very concealed, which is pretty much the combination of two things I want. I want security, I want concealment, and I want quick access. Now, one of the reasons that I choose Appendix to carry is because I feel like it has many different benefits. You are able to protect your weapon very well. If someone tries to steal your weapon, if someone knows that you might be carrying and they want to steal your weapon from you, you could easily crunch down and protect it, which is not so easy if you're carrying on your backside or maybe on one of your other sides or somewhere else. Another benefit to it is that it's very quick to access. You don't have to like turn around and pull behind your back or something. You always have your eyes on it, so you could always look down if you need to, but hopefully you have enough training where you don't need to. You could just pull your gun out pretty quickly without having to look. But if you do need to look, you are able to. And by the way, for reholstering, I always recommend that everyone reholsters very slowly. There's no rush to reholster. I'm always looking down because you never know if a shirt or something gets caught inside your trigger guard, which could be a huge safety concern. So I caution everyone to do that. Now, if I did want to carry a light, I do have an option for it with the Glock 19, and that's with the multi-holsters hybrid holster. I find these to be very comfortable, and it also retains the weapon pretty well. It doesn't fall out, so it has very good retention, which is excellent, and you could draw the weapon pretty easily. Now, again, the reason I don't usually carry this is not because I don't like carrying a light. I think a light is awesome if you can incorporate that into your EDC, but the problem is that when you have it on your back, like I said, you're at a disadvantage where it takes you a little longer to pull the weapon. Also, someone else could steal it from you fairly easily, I believe. And then lastly, if you get into a car accident or something else, I feel like this could certainly damage your back. Or if you fall, because imagine this huge weight behind you and putting that pressure on your spinal cord. I think it certainly cause damage, especially in a car accident or any type of fall. So with that in mind, I think it's pretty dangerous. I would not want to damage my spinal cord, and that's why I choose to keep Appendix. So in terms of concealment, this method actually does work pretty well because of the natural curvature of your back. So on the lower end of your back, obviously it's more like indented towards your body and then it goes outwards. And this actually works pretty well when you're concealing with a t-shirt that just falls straight down. So in terms of concealment, it actually works pretty well, as you guys can see. Not really much concern for printing, but again, on the draw, this is kind of how it looked. Again, not too bad, but you definitely do have to reach around, and also reholstering might be a little more difficult. But again, I think that concern of maybe getting into a car accident or falling on your back and damaging your spine is not really worth the risk for me. So if I wanted to carry on my backside at 6 o'clock without a light, I do have this Galco option, which is also a very great holster, very good quality. Highly recommended if you do insist on carrying backside. But this is more when I bought it, when I was more of the mindset that 6 o'clock was the best way to carry and it was the most concealed. But I've kind of changed on that front. But I still have this holster and it serves as a great option if I ever need it. Now, I haven't experienced this yet, but one thing to keep in mind is that leather does get soft and mold over time. So it conforms to whatever it's in. And this retention that I have here, which is held up pretty well, honestly won't last forever because it's leather. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Your retention might be good initially, but it might not last forever with a leather hybrid holster. Now, if I want to carry outside the waistband, Raven Concealment again is my go-to. It's not honestly the most practical because you do have basically like an elbow rest here, and obviously people could see it. It's more for when I'm training and I just want outside the waistband. I'm not really concerned with concealment, and it works really well. Great retention up and out. Also, I think it's not too bulky. It's lightweight. It has very good retention and feels pretty good on the side. Now, to accompany my Raven Concealment outside the waistband, I also got this Uncle Mike's magazine holster, and it works pretty well. I haven't had any issues with it. I got it pretty cheap on Amazon. And by the way, I'm going to be leaving links down below, so if you guys want to check out any of these items, you'll have Amazon links down below so you can check them out. Now, my next favorite gun I like to carry is the Glock 43, and that's on days I want to carry something a little bit lighter. And my go-to holster for that one is by Multi Holsters. So they have a nice appendix holster here. And one of the benefits of it is that it's very nice and easy to take in and out of your pocket. If you need to go to the restroom, if you got to do whatever you got to do, exchange it. It's very quick, and this clip has actually been very dependable. I know a lot of people prefer belt loops, and that's totally understandable. You don't want to rely on a clip, but for me, I haven't had any problems with it, and I trust it so far. Also, in terms of concealment, it conceals very well. You won't really see too much printing, and the draw is very quick as well. Now again, guys, I do have a 6 o'clock option that I could carry, and this is from DeSantis. And again, going on that idea that leather will stretch over time, you know, it does lose the retention. So this is something I am not happy with. This holster honestly lost its retention from day one. So and when I would run or even walk quickly, you'd hear this, and that's something you totally don't want in a holster. And again, I'm not really of the mindset of carrying at 6 o'clock anymore like I used to be. So this is definitely something I do not recommend. And again, this retention was just no good. I felt like if I fell or if I ran too fast, this gun could possibly come out. Another problem with this holster is going to the bathroom. If you drop your pants, this gun is liable to fall out. So definitely not safe, and I would not recommend this holster. Now, to accompany my holster that I have for the Glock 43, I have this magazine holster by Multi Holsters, and it's very awesome. I think you could adjust it here, so if you don't have enough retention, you want more or less, you could easily adjust it. Clips onto your belt very easily, and I've never had any issues with it. It's very quick to use, and those days that you want to just have an extra mag, which I highly recommend if you're going to carry something small like the Glock 43, it's very economical and highly recommended. Now, if you truly, really need ultra concealment, you could go with the Ruger LCP2 and this DeSantis holster, which is actually pretty good. It's a nice pocket holster. It works pretty well, does its function. If you have large pockets, you could use this flap, and if you have smaller pockets, like I guess in this case with jeans, you can remove this flap, which works pretty well. Safety checked, and what I'll do is I'll just demonstrate it here in my pocket. Might not work well if you have a knife in here, but honestly it conceals pretty well. It doesn't really look like much, maybe like a wallet, I would say. Deployment's obviously not going to be quick and as reliable as with a standard holster, but let's see what I can do with it. So here and out. So it does its job, not very quickly, but at least it stays in the pocket. It's also almost like sticky on the outside. That rubber material definitely stays in your pocket, so you don't have to worry too much about this flying out. If it does fly out, it probably go away from your gun, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Lastly, I have this ankle holster by Concealed Carrier, and works pretty well. I've used it several times, never failed on me, but I always have that concern, like what if this Velcro doesn't hold and the holster falls out, you know? It'd be so embarrassing, or you know, just not smart, tactically smart if this thing came out. So it does its job. I haven't had any issues with it, but I'll show you guys how it looks. So far, printing is not too bad, but it's also not the most comfortable and pretty slow to deploy. Okay, so in terms of concealment, it's actually not too bad. Conceals pretty well. That's definitely not the problem. I think the problem is more in terms of retrieving the firearm as soon as possible. So drawing the pistol is pretty much how it looks. So not the fastest, but could be worse. Okay, so for those days that you insist on carrying a full size, 19 rounds in the chamber, this is the CZP09. I do have a holster for it as well. It's from SHTF Gear, and this is a 6 o'clock holster. Pretty much the only way I could picture someone concealing this weapon pretty well. And again, 6 o'clock is not my favorite, but it works. So safety check. It does have pretty good retention, which is pretty good for a leather hybrid holster. Okay, so as you can tell, it actually doesn't print at all because of the curvature of your back. This is a great place to conceal, although I think it's not the ideal place, but it does conceal pretty well. Alright guys, so that pretty much does it for me on holster selection. I showed you guys what my favorite was with the Raven Concealment. That's what I'm carrying now. But you know, things could change. Time goes on and new technologies come out. That's what I got for now. I'm interested to see what you guys carry. So let me know in the comments what you guys carry and what kind of holster you guys use. Thanks for watching guys. Hope you like this video. Hope you find it helpful. Please like, share, subscribe. WRG out.